Hello, everyone. You've asked, and we deliver, even though you haven't asked, but by watching one of our videos like over 230 times, you obviously want more of that. So we've decided we are going to deliver. And today I have the dynamic duo again with us. Of course, you know Dino. Hey, Dino, the co-host that we talk consistently every week. And with us, his awesome brother, Manoli.
Hello, guys.
So this is the Miliotis Brothers Unplugged Part 2. And I think this one's going to be even more fun than last time.
That's great. Is it possible? Is it possible?
Of course, always.
So because we have an announcement because of the popularity of the show, we have our first sponsor. So we pause for a commercial break.
Okay.
Sponsored by Brighto, which makes old bodies new. Hey,
that was.
Are you working late at the office again?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look so good.
I don't.
Everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
IBS?
Mm-mm.
Irritable bowel syndrome?
No, not at all.
Well, that's because you haven't tried Brighto. Brighto makes old bodies new, and it comes in several flavors: cherry, chocolate, and new rhubarb. But it also is a great furniture polish. And if you're in a tactical situation,
you can brush your teeth with it too.
You can take it and you could put a little bit of Brighto on the soles of your shoes, and you could run out of danger if you're in a tactical situation.
Whoa.
4 out of 5 witnesses love this. And just listen to
and the criminals.
And just listen to renowned plastic surgeon, Dr. Pierre Gorka. I recommend this to all of my patients. Brighto makes old bodies new. Carina. Take it away, Carina.
Please guide us.
Okay, so our
Taking
bills
us right down to the toilet.
Our bills are paid. Now on with the show.
Well, thank you, whoever that was. Brilliant. I'm sure it's a beautiful product. Okay. Well, after that really interesting thing, and you've just thrown me now.
I'm telling you, we're funny. We're funny. People don't understand how funny we are.
I think then what I'm going to do is I just have to mention one thing, and you possibly can show the audience. Manoli's got a beautiful fish on his wall. And
it's not just one fish, it's multiple fish.
Oh, multiple fish. Whoa.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. And the other interesting thing is that, Manoli, do you fish?
No. But this is
obviously
a coastal community, and it fits in the theme of the coastal community.
Oh, I see. So you have to be part of the vibe, right?
Yes, this is part of the vibe of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Salt life.
Oh, okay. I mean, some people would say that fish represent religion. Other people would say fish represent abundance, or money. So which one would you?
All that's true, but I'd say for right now, it's the spot.
So this fish actually covered a hole in the wall, right?
Yeah, not a hole, but it covered a spot in my wall that looks really nice.
Well,
and of course, the other reasons are also good too.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, so that's a good one. So we've established that. Yeah. Tell us a bit about your week.
My week?
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary per se, I don't think.
You see, that's a show right there. There's a show.
What's that?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I mean, good work week.
What'd you do today?
Today, got up, went to church.
There's a show right there.
And then we had a memorial for my mom. It's 40 days since she passed away. Oh, and wow. 5 years since my dad passed away. So we had a little memorial with a few other families who had similar timing for their relatives. So we had a little, meal after church, and it was nice. And had all my family around, which was really great. So it was fun. Even my brother was there.
What What does that mean? Even my brother
I'm just saying, he was there.
I was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
Well, it's really cool now because your brother's back in the fold, right? So
Yes.
so the black sheep is back.
Yes, see, we're painting. Maybe it's gray now. He's not totally black. He's just gray.
I'm a little gray.
A little gray.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but we had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
A lot of fun.
oh, okay. Well, that's good. So condolences again on your mother. And I don't know, what do you say at a time like this? Just blessings? It's very difficult when you do memorials.
There's actually
right?
in Greek, you kind of say zoisa mas or zoisa sas. I mean, that's usually kind of life to you, life to your family. That's kind of a traditional saying, but yeah, whatever you say, that's fine. I mean, in the end, you're honoring your memory. That's the whole idea.
So Zoe Semas.
Wow.
Wow, you
Look
said
at her.
it good. Wow.
Right.
You know Greek, don't you?
You obviously know Greek.
I have, yeah, no, I don't. I can say
Wow.
Kalimera. Kalimera!
It's so good.
She does. Well, she's Italian.
All right, it's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
How was your week, Carina?
Yeah, Karina, how was your week?
Oh,
Let's
it
find
was
out-
awesome. Always
Interview.
awesome.
Yeah, we're
And look
doing
where I
the interview.
live. Come on.
We're switching the gears on you.
So, how was your week?
It was awesome. We did a beautiful challenge.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm really upset. I'm really sad that you weren't part of it, Maloli.
nobody invited me to that challenge.
You wouldn't have gone.
Oh, I would have to go someplace? No,
I'm too busy.
I'm busy.
See?
Okay.
What challenge did you need to do?
We did a self-love challenge.
Oh,
Yeah, your brother now.
really?
I
Mm.
don't tell you everything.
Well, I don't need to know everything. Sometimes it's better.
So what was day one? Let's test them. Come on, let's test them.
No, you really want to test them? I don't know if anyone's going to be interested, but okay, let's see. Day one, we did comparisons.
Okay, I don't know if I want to play this game, but go ahead.
I want to ask you a bit about the time when you got handcuffed.
Oh, the handcuff thing.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was you and Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's asking you your version because she obviously wants to hear your side of it.
Well, it's a long story, so I don't know if I want to drag our good viewers down that story. But how can I shorten it? Let's see. There were two friends. You know the story about the handcuffs, right? We were
I don't think our viewers know. So was that the only time? Okay, Dino, was that the only time you ever got handcuffed?
All right, I can't stand that. I'm gonna explain. So the way I recall, there were three of us, right? My brother and me and one of our friends. And we were either walking out of a movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw handcuffs on the ground. And
Good metal ones, not toys, like
real
metal.
Real ones.
yeah, so I picked them up. And then it didn't take long for our friend to say something that I found to be a little bit like he was being smart. So, of course, doing the logical thing.
And being like he is.
Like I am, I took the handcuff and I put it on his right, I don't know, left wrist, and tightened it pretty tight.
No, not initially. You just got it around him where he had the chance of slipping through.
He had a chance.
Right.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Initially.
But being stubborn, he saw this handcuff on his hand.
He
And
got
so
mad.
immediately he grabbed the other handcuff and he put it on my hand. The problem is the hand he put it on was my right hand. So he's handcuffed. Yeah, like that. And then
And he put it a little bit tighter. Because he put it tighter, he gets mad and he makes the other one on his even tighter. So now they can't slip out of these real handcuffs.
he drew first blood.
So now they're screwed, right? We're in the middle of a parking lot at night, and their handcuffs opposite hands, and they're real handcuffs, and we can't get them out. There's no key.
So to walk straight side by side, one person has to be walking backwards, the other person.
So I'm looking at these two clowns. I'm like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So the first thing we did is we go back and
We looked for a key.
obviously
There was no key.
So we went back to my friend's house, and I think the first thing that we tried to do was we broke the chain in between them. I think we separated. Did we
No.
not?
Uh-uh.
No.
Uh-uh.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay, go ahead. What do we do?
So the first thing this guy does is, hey, you know what? Let me just drill the keyhole with the drill.
Because they show that on the movies. So you take a drill, you drill through the keyhole, you bust open the thing.
So he grabs this guy's head.
The problem was, as I was drilling, I don't know if I couldn't see good. I don't know if the metal was really hard
It
metal.
was shiny, hard metal.
Hard metal. So obviously the drill didn't take and it slipped off and it was drilling my friend's wrist.
And instead of taking it out, he lets go of the switch while it's in his hand. So it still drills in his hand.
It slowed down slowly.
So then,
Anyway.
was that the time that he shot an arrow at
No,
you?
no, it's a different story.
Oh, that's a different.
So anyway, long story short, we'll speed it up for everyone.
Yeah.
So obviously we couldn't get it loose. So what do you do when you don't know what to do when you're kids? You go to dad. So we went to his dad, who has a restaurant. Of course, we're Greek's old restaurant.
Crowded restaurant.
And we go in the back in the kitchen
And we're walking.
and we're telling
I'm
him,
walking backwards and he's walking forward and we have a coat over our handcuffs.
because this is a nice restaurant. People are in suit and ties. So we covered it up.
He didn't want me to hug him. He didn't want me to, because the only other way to do it, looking halfway normal, is for me to be like this.
Want people that are arrested in your restaurant. So anyway, so we get into the restaurant and you know, of course, he has some choice words to say.
Yeah.
His father, because like you clowns. You know.
What did you two monkeys do?
A saw that cuts bone for meat, you know, like you're cutting steaks, and starts
This, yeah,
and here you got the wrist, right?
which is already drilled
And you're
by this
exposing,
guy.
you're exposing your and he's cutting this way, right?
And he cut him.
And he cut it loose. Believe it or not, I mean, it was scary because a couple of them, you know, it came close. The metal came close to you know.
I know
here.
you were worried because
Yeah, I was
it was
worried.
pretty much your fault. You started the drill, Mark, and then he got cut.
See, this is the way the stories get screwed up. The only person's fault is him who saw him, picked him up, and started the locking. So anyway, but that's the long story short.
That's a long story
But
short.
what is that got to do with love?
What
She said this whole thing was about love.
the hell are you talking about?
She was talking.
Okay, here, I'll tell you. You want to know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why.
It makes no sense.
Because I love you so much. I didn't handcuff you. I handcuffed our friend.
Oh, see, I missed that.
So don't you see?
But you got handcuffed to your friend.
Yes,
Mhm.
not to him.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm not sure how it fits the theme, but we'll go with it.
We're just having
We'll
fun.
go with it.
We're just having fun. But yeah.
I know, I didn't mention that. I
That's
did
a scar on his wrist where all that stuff
But
happened.
we still call it good, clean fun, though. That was, I think that was.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
was
you
our
didn't
theme
mean to
for
drill his hand,
No, trying to free the man.
trying
I
to
was
free the
trying to
man.
Freedom.
Well, the
But-
good thing is that you never had to wear them again, though. You never wore handcuffs again, right?
No, we used an arrow, bow and arrow.
That was a different story.
That
yeah.
was a different day and a different story.
Yeah,
But yeah, we were very adventurous, let's say, and sometimes fearless. And even though he wanted to act like Mr. Responsible all the time, he participated very clearly in most of our games.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say I didn't participate, but you know, I mean, I think we kept it where nobody got hurt too bad. That was the idea.
That's it.
So really, Manoli, you were the bad influence here, right?
The bad influence? Oh, no, the good influence. Yeah,
No,
I was the compass.
Oh, okay. So Dino was the bad influence. Dino was the bad one.
I'm not calling it bad. I'm just saying it was adventurous. It was adventure. Let's go with that.
let's do
Yes,
that.
yes, bad is not a good word. Okay, so you were fearless, no fear at all.
Yeah, fearless. Yeah, that's a pretty good word for it.
So what's it like now?
Here's another thing we did, and we're talking. This is pre us moving to the suburbs, right? This is still in Milvina. We were still in elementary school.
376.
So
1976.
we would go. This is back in the days of video cameras that, you know, this is like the early video cameras. We created a script. He would be the script writer. No shock there, right? And we would write a script And we literally played the script out in this guy's, remember this? In this guy's grocery store. It's kind of like a small grocery store, neighborhood grocery store. But the owner didn't know that we were doing it in the store. We just decided we had our scripts. We go and decided to shoot this movie as kids. Now, what kids go into a movie? I mean, somebody start literally have scripts, written scripts out, and we're acting out different things.
Us with our props. We had the fake cigars. Remember?
Yeah, guns.
Some fake guns or whatever. But this is a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
That you go into and it's crowded. I mean, there's a lot of people.
I was going to ask.
Unless who the people were. As far as we knew, they were in our shop. You know, we do our thing. I mean, who does that?
I don't know.
It's
this
insane.
was during the summer. I mean, as long as we were home by dinner, I mean, we did whatever. I mean, it was fun.
Right.
We had a good time.
Yeah. I mean, when the street lights would turn on, you knew it was time to go home.
Mm.
But before that, you know, we were out, we were enjoying things, but the basic thing is that I can make a comparison a lot compared to today. I mean, we used our imaginations. We just like thought of cool, different things. Now everybody's got a smartphone. Everybody videotapes footage and stuff. But we were doing that before 1976, gathering up our friends and saying, hey, today we're going to do a play. Here's your sheet. And we didn't have a copy machine and stuff. I had to write 4 of the same damn scripts to give out to them. You know, show a little appreciation for the work. I mean, the work suffers if I don't do that, Carina. You know.
Yes. So it was practice for later on, right?
That was exactly right.
But we would do like scenarios and stuff like that. But also, I mean, I would write down almost verbatim, like a Brady Bunch episode. He would play Jan, or he would play Greg. You played Jan once. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It's on tape. If I could find that recording, I'll play. You were Jan. No, you were Marcia.
Oh, my nose.
Right.
Yeah.
The one where the ball hits
Hits
her nose from Doug Simpson, the big man on campus.
Doug Simpson. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. That was funny. But we did that, and we also
we had our Evel Knievel days. Remember, we created our ramps.
Yeah, we used to create these ramps. This was Evel Knievel on his motorcycle, and you used to wind him up and let him go, and the thing would just go.
That was the toy version, of course. Then we're like, well, and again, this is not. I mean, a lot of people done it.
Don't do this at home.
Don't do this, kids.
We're not
promoting this,
right?
But we would create our own ramps, and at that time, and not one stitch of protection, no helmets, no pads, no nothing, and we would jump. I mean, we would get our bikes up in the air. I don't know, 4 or 5 feet high up in the air, going from one end ramp, and we probably cleared 10 feet, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and we would mark it with chalk,
and then the next guy would try to go better, right?
And
there were a couple of accidents. Nobody got hurt, thank God, but
no, we did get hurt, but not hurt.
Not enough to the doctor.
Never the doctor. But we did that, and then remember when we were at Gus's house, and we went on his roof, and we were jumping down onto a mattress.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I moved the mattress, and his younger brother jumped, but there was no mattress, and he broke his leg.
Why did you do that?
Well, I thought we were done. I thought we finished.
Yeah, you did.
And you know,
he stayed on the roof, and then
he stayed on the roof. He didn't look. First of all,
he wasn't listening.
But let me explain something, okay, to everybody. If you're gonna jump off a roof, which I absolutely in no way.
We're not promoting this.
Yeah. Or
there's disclaimers everywhere. We disclaim everything. Nothing. Do not copy any of this at home.
The first thing you do is look down. How he didn't look down and say, hey, there's no mattress. He just, I don't know what he did. So we heard this poof. Oh. And then we slowly started creeping away so that there's no blame on us. But and then in that same garage at Halloween.
No, I was going to say remember our first Halloween
our
haunted house.
Our
first haunted house.
That's right.
We threw a haunted house. We decided we were going to turn our friend's garage into a haunted house, and we were going to charge for admission. We promoted, I think we actually had flyers we passed out to people
There were a lot of people that
about
showed
coming
up.
in, and we created some money for it. And then we had segregated, like a path, torturous paths inside the garage with sheets.
With sheets.
Yeah.
It was all sheets. So you walk in, but it wasn't like a regular haunted house because there were scary things as you walk
Occasionally,
across.
we have music in the background.
Elton John.
Funeral for- remember that.
Yeah, Elton John, that's really Halloween music.
It's not really scary, right?
It is kind of pretty scary. Funeral for a friend.
Funeral for a friend.
That's the name of it. Look it up.
Love lies bleeding in my head.
You
That-
can listen to it.
That's scary. Oh, yeah.
In the very
You got the
beginning,
whole-
we kept on playing over. We had a person playing the beginning part, the scary part.
But here's the
Anyway.
best part. So after you get scared and you go through this maze, you didn't just exit. There were 3 or 4 of our friends that would beat up the people and punch them and throw.
Why?
Not hurting them in the face, just body.
We
blows.
don't know. It was dark. I mean, it may have been.
Open the door, throw them out, so you'd pay.
Seriously.
I wanted out.
And everybody wanted to go again.
We had another one. We didn't have another one.
Yeah, I mean, but towards the end, we were getting impatient. The crowd at the end, the greeters, I call them, or the exits. And so before you could even see someone's face, they would start punching the curtain.
As people were walking by.
Yeah, so
Wow, I forgot about that.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. So we did that too.
So anyway, these are just good, crazy memories, but I don't know how it all fits together, but I mean, it does. I don't know. I mean, it's just fun.
Oh, the self-love thing, she was just telling you what
Oh.
we did last week. It has absolutely no tie-in or meaning to what we're doing right
Well, I
now.
think we love what we did.
So what are you doing now, the two of you? Are you still getting up to mischief? Or have you grown up eventually?
There's no mischief here.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm here to tell you 100%, there's no mischief whatsoever.
no tomfoolery.
Mm,
No tomfoolery and no belly who. No, you know what? We're
I don't
having
believe a word you're saying, but
probably not very complicated words, but we're having fun. I'm having a blast. This is like a whole new world for me.
It's
That
kind of like he came out of Idaho and he's kind of sort of like found a new purpose in life. It actually was perfectly fit, right? Between after writing his book and then coming out here, kind of new location always brings new opportunities and just new reflections. So it's really
yeah,
it's really
yeah.
great to have him here, and you can see it's kind of like watching, and I'm not trying to describe him as kind of a kid, but when you have a kid and a young kid, how everything's so new. You're just kind of watching him, and everything's so new.
But that's not new. I'm 7 in my head. I've always been
well,
7 in my head, and this is fun. But everything's new. Every opportunity is new. His network of friends are beautiful, and just so accommodating. I mean, for them, you could just think like, hey, they look alike. This is Manny's brother, Dino. We've heard a lot about him, but they don't know me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead of like being a little cautious, like, who is this guy and whatever, I mean, they just embraced me, which I think is just amazing.
And the thing that I'm trying to do too is I mean, in the beginning, you try to introduce them to people, and now I'm done with introductions. I mean, it's nice to see even today, coffee hours, his ability to, continue socialization and talking to different people on his own, right? He doesn't need me to be there with him. And people are now, people that he knows and acquaintances that he's met, which is great.
Yeah,
That's cool. Good to see.
yeah, it is. It is. And I'm becoming more interactive with Facebook now. And I got to tell you, it can be a little addictive.
Yeah.
You gotta watch.
right.
You gotta watch it. But I did tap into a great group, and these are people that are all in. This isn't part of the show, but they all need help with or on the road to recovery, right? And for me, it's a perfect group to join. I had no idea, so I just put up a couple sayings and a couple positive things, and next thing you know, there's like 1,000 likes and friend requests and all kinds of stuff, and
Wow.
it's just like, wow, I mean, this is good. But you can answer somebody like every second if
Oh, yeah, yeah. You can
you
get,
know, you gotta turn it off a little.
Right.
There's more to life than just that, but there's a lot of good stuff going on, Carina. And you know, I mean, I couldn't be happier being here. Yeah, you know,
that's awesome. It's good to have him here.
we talk about good memories and stuff. I've reconnected with a lot of our old friends. The one
Yeah, yeah. Every other day he sends me a text. He goes, "You wouldn't believe who reached out to me," you know, and we haven't talked to him for years.
yeah, because you gotta, you know,
I
right
think about 40 years since the last time you.
40 years I dropped off. I dropped off the radar.
40
years. I know. You're old.
I know.
I mean, just face it.
Crazy. Wow.
But you know, reconnecting with some of them, including the one we were just talking about, with the handcuffs. So we had a great conversation yesterday, and you know, it's fun reminiscing about old times as well, because you know, I mean, think about it. I mean, we were at that age. We were always together, always riding bikes, and always enjoying each other's company, where we didn't need like a TV or a toy or something to distract us and occupy our time. I mean, we just had a great time. Here's one. This one's crazy. We were so creative, my brother and me. Even without friends, we were creative, and we would play this game. And I know you're forgetting about this now, but I think you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going already.
All right. So I developed in my crazy mind this scenario where the world was made up of two different countries, just two.
No surprise. Anything he's going to say, I'm sure.
Are you saying it didn't happen?
No, I'm saying just go ahead with your story.
Okay. One of the countries was named University. The other country was named Consideration. And
think about it. Consideration.
It sounded good.
Thinks about it.
It sounded good. Well, you know, I don't know how I thought of it, but I thought of it. And so he was. What country were you?
You mean university? Yeah.
You were University. He was the ruler of University, and I was the ruler of Consideration. And he wanted to conquer Consideration. It was a trick. Also, he played two roles in this scenario. One,
we didn't have a big cast.
Yeah, no, it was just us. One was the ruler of University. The other one, he would morph into a cat named Rare.
Oh, my God. How does he remember this stuff? How does he remember this stuff?
It was a cat named Rare.
I swear, this is probably a 50-year-old memory. I don't know. It's a half a century old. How do you remember this?
Us, I made it up. God. I don't know, but he would also go down on his hands and knees and act like the cat.
I did do that.
And I would pet him and stuff, but then every once in a while he'd morph into the ruler of University, and I had to fight him back into his country because he wanted to invade.
Yeah,
This
is all true. I mean, it's not true.
But
that's the kind of stuff you did as kids. I mean, you know, you didn't have to have, you know, certain electronic gizmos. I mean, we made up our own stuff.
Electronic gizmos, what's that? I mean, we had a full plate of activities, Carina. I mean, this was just a lot of fun. And of course, there was the time where we moved in 1976 from Chicago to the suburbs, right? And that was a big move because, you know, we're all in that Greek church, the community, we know everybody knows us, and we hang out. All of a sudden we're leaving for the suburbs. For our friends, it was like, oh, don't leave me, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, like boo-hoos and tears. I mean,
it was only 7 miles away, but try riding a bike 7 miles,
you know, traffic and all that.
Exactly. They didn't have bicycle paths
in Chicago.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you took at your own risk.
Yeah.
So I remember, you know, my dad, obviously, aside from being a taskmaster teacher, was also Mr. Green Thumb. And because we bought the house, there's always something going on. Kids, wake up. We got to paint the house. Kids, wake up. We got to fix the roof. You know, all kinds of stuff. So he loved his garden. So our friends from Chicago were bike riding to our house
For the first time.
for the first
To see
time
us. I mean,
to play. And they're all excited. And, you know, I mean, the bike ride's got to be like
it was an hour
at least, right?
in the summer.
In the summer. Yeah. And while they're doing this, we're ready to play and whatever. And then my dad, boys, put on your old clothes because I have
A dump truck.
a dump truck full of topsoil coming. I'm like, what? So we see this truck literally pull up on the
Back in or
driveway,
not
back
driveway.
in and dump it in the middle of the
our
driveway. Not where he wants the garden to be, in the middle of the driveway. And it was, how many feet up in the air, you think?
It was probably a good 7-8 feet, I would say.
7-8 feet.
Wow.
Earth, right? With these little shovels. He hands us each a shovel.
And a
and we're like,
wheelbarrow.
oh God, here we go. So we're dumping this, we're helping, we're unloading. And then all of a sudden our friends show up on their bikes. They're tired, they're sweating, they're thirsty. They're like, we're here. And I'm like, we gotta unload dirt. My dad, kids, grab a shovel and help.
For the next several hours, they helped, transpose his garden and then left to go back home. We never did play.
No. And they never came back
And they
again.
never did that.
I'm sure they didn't.
We only hung out after that when we all got licenses.
After we could drive.
After we could drive, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah.
And then my dad obviously is we had this tree in the front yard,
Oh, yeah.
and
My dad hated squirrels
hated
because
squirrels.
the squirrels would eat his vegetable garden and all this kind of stuff.
Or he would say they chew the wires.
Well, there was a squirrel that got in the attic one time. But anyway,
Well,
long story short, he hated squirrels.
yeah, hated squirrels. He was also kind of a good painter, right? So I don't know what he thought of, but he took a piece of aluminum siding and he wrapped it around our big tree. And then he painted like a duck scene, ducks in water. I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He says, and he's laughing. He's like, he goes, this is good art. But I'm also laughing because now when the squirrels want to climb up in the tree, they can't
They
because
run
they'll
up.
slip on the aluminum
You
siding.
would see them go up and they go, and down they went.
And he was
Because
laughing.
they left the squirrels over the tree and then over the house, and sometimes they'd get into the attic.
Yeah. So
So that kept the.
so when we got older and we're driving and we have parties and stuff like that to go to, we would always wait for our friends. Our house was home based, and our friends would come and we'd leave together in one car to go to a party or bars or whatever. And my dad would always say, Dino, if you come back in the morning and you see popcorn around the tree, don't eat the popcorn because it's poison. And I'm like, why would I eat popcorn under the tree at 3:00 in the morning?
But just in case, he told you. He didn't want you to somehow want to eat.
I'm like, oh, we'll see you later. Bye. Ooh, popcorn. Under a tree in the middle of the night. It was crazy.
These are all good memories. They're fun.
Yeah.
Now we know where the two of you come from, right? With the creativity. Now we know where your creativity and
I think our
off the
childhood-
wallness comes, right?
Yeah,
I
but
think you're right.
I mean, think about this. I mean, aside from the fact that our parents were into the education and stuff like that, it was more than that. They encouraged us. I mean, we learned how to dance Greek. We learned how to dance
I tell you
disco.
what,
Remember?
hang on,
Disco.
I'll tell you a quick story. So in the summertime, my dad being an educator, right? He always promoted education, right? So he wouldn't let us play in the morning
Oh, yeah.
until we rode our bikes to go to the library first. So he said, right, Monday through Friday, 2 hours,
This is summer break.
summer break, 2 hours in the library, then you can have the freedom to play. So we go to the library a few times, we'd look at magazines. It was fun.
Time.
No, hang tight.
Yeah.
And we're like, after a few times, we're like, you know what? We're over here at the library. How does he know? He doesn't know He's several blocks away at his house doing stuff in his yard. So that one time we decided to say, you know what? We're not going to go to the library. Or we went and said, you know what? Let's get out of here. We're going to go to Dairy Queen and get something to eat or
No,
something.
and our friends were circling the library on their bikes, waiting for us.
Yeah. So we took off. Well, wouldn't you know it? Our dad caught us.
Yeah.
So he's like, what?
Yeah. And you don't want to see him angry.
Right.
So here's the thing. I don't know what you read, but I found a loophole because I discovered that at the library, they also have records.
Oh, they had records.
Which were still on vinyl in those days, everybody out there. And so instead of reading a book, which I hate doing, everybody knows that, I would go and find this wonderful selection of scratched up records, but they were still records. And I would like grab one and you could play it and wear headphones. So for 2 hours, I would listen to music.
And what I would listen to, it wasn't that. I actually would read.
I know. I don't understand.
I would read like stuff about, geography. I love countries. I mean, all that stuff. Yeah, well, that's what. So anyway, to me, it's funny. It did define us, but we it was fun. That was something we did. My dad was like, "You're gonna educate yourself too."
You know why I didn't like it? Because they had index cards of where the book should be. And the librarian never put the books back where they're supposed to be. So you could jump from a 1.578 to a 1.100 and you're lost. I'm like, I can't look at all these.
I didn't look at that. I look at the big stuff, the the atlases and the big.
So you were just looking at the pictures.
Yeah, well, that too.
Okay, so you really weren't reading.
A little bit. Sports stuff and sports stuff.
And sports stuff. I was listening to music. So I remember there was the Beatles, there was Aerosmith, there was Led Zeppelin, there was all kinds
the
of
library.
stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Yeah. So a lot of the songs that I still remember, like when you hear them on the radio playing, I remember them with the scratch or skip in the record. And I feel like surprised when it doesn't skip because that's how I remember it. That's how it was when I was a kid. So we did a lot of cool stuff. I mean, and inseparable, like we talked about on the other show. I mean, we did everything together. But those were the highlights, ladies and gentlemen, for part 2 that we wanted to share.
A little bit more of the story, just so you guys knew.
A little bit more of the story. I'm sure there's some stories out there like ours, except for the Consideration University story. If you could top that one, please share, because
everybody's got cool stories. I like to hear them.
Yeah, that'd be
they'll be cool. So where to now? Now you're together. You've been together for a while, a few months, right? So what are the two of you going to do now? What are the plans for the future? Are you going to create a Miliotis and Miliotis business? Are you just carrying on with your things? What are you doing?
Oh, he's doing his thing. I'm doing mine. And, we'll see where things go in the future.
You know what?
Manoli, that's not the right answer, though.
Eventually, everything becomes.
We can't make any promises.
Assimilated. Everything becomes right now I'm doing my thing. I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm making a lot of connections and I'm genuinely helping a lot of people. We haven't even talked about that yet. That's a different show. Yeah. But again, my brother is I'm glad that he's supportive and but also that he sees, because nobody really knows what I do or did for 40 years. It's just whatever he heard. But, I appreciate the support, but I also see that he's a little excited, but he's got a 2-year plan to retire. After he retires, I'm pretty confident that there's going to be,
I mean, in the meantime, here's a good thing. No, I mean, I'm happy for you and it's okay. I mean,
and that's okay.
That's nothing wrong with that. You got your thing, I got my thing, and that's fine. Get together.
And the M&M Corp coming soon.
Yeah. No pressure, Carina.
There's no pressure.
No question. Okay. So we'll.
One more question. I'll call it a day.
Yeah.
I got to go walk. But go ahead.
Oh.
What?
Oh, you got to go walk. So do you walk every day, right? So you look after yourself and you walk every day.
Yeah, I don't walk every day, but I started working out again a few times in three days a week in the gym and try to walk in between. So it's been good. It's a beautiful day today too. Walk with the family. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your question. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to know what the two of you were doing now. After you're back together, you've rekindled your relationship, you know, you brothers again, close. So I was just wondering if you were doing something besides, you know, going to church and doing the usual family stuff.
The podcast, no, I mean, nothing formal, nothing
It's
formal
nothing
yet.
formal and honestly, nothing's planned. It's just fun. Hey, what are you up to tonight? Well, I'm doing this. What about you?
Yeah.
I'm doing, hey, you want to?
If we connect during the week, that's great.
Great. You want to,
Otherwise, he's got his plans.
it's
He's got his
very-
foundation that's new. I got my
I'm
plans.
you know what? I'm
okay.
busier now than when I worked.
Yeah.
Seriously. And it's a lot of fun, but it's fun stuff. It's just completely fun. So, we spend time and sometimes we don't, and we're independent, but not.
Yeah. We'll call it interdependent.
Yes.
Carina.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good. It's good to see the two brothers are together, and everyone was saying, you know what, those two brothers, they don't look alike. Everyone said to me, hey, these two brothers don't look alike. Okay. Let's see.
I think we look alike.
Hang
Don't
on.
we look alike?
I look more alike, see? Maybe a little bit like.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Carina.
So thank you for the interview. Thank you for the time. Thank everybody for watching Miliotis Brothers Unplugged Part 2. And I do want to do a shameless plug that Carina's producing a new show that is going to be called Boys About Town, and with Dino and Manny Miliotis. And those are going to be very short segments, but they're going to be completely different than what you're used to, and just good, clean fun. So look for that coming up, and when it comes out, I'll share a link and all that great information. Until then, thank you for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Carina.
Thank you, Carina. You're awesome as usual.
Oh, thanks, Manoli. Well, I think I'll have you more often on the show, right?
Let me know. Okay. We'll see
Thank
you
you,
guys.
guys. It's been awesome. Thanks. Bye.